Ni hao, everybody. Lao Yu Gong here. Just wanted to give a quick talk about Qi in Tai Chi Chuan. Basically, there's two types of Qi. One I call ephemeral Qi, and the other I call integral Qi. Now, ephemeral Qi is the Qi that you readily feel first. It's fluffy, energetic, tingly, those kind of things. You can play with the Tai Chi ball and do all that kind of stuff. Um, Basically, I like saying it's like a sparkler on the 4th of July. It's sparkle, it's a kid's toy, you play around with it, you run around the yard with it. It's basically useless. Um, but it's fun to play with. And if you chase this chi, this ephemeral chi, it's like chasing a will o' the wisp into the woods. You'll get lost. It will take you away from Tai Chi development and internal development and any Ni Dan Taoist internal development you can ever think of. It really is superfluous. That's another name for it, is superfluous Qi. The second type of Qi, which is the important Qi, I call integral Qi. Now, integral Qi is completely different. Integral Qi is this deep, almost heavy, hot, warm, almost like a semi-fluid that develops over time that begins to circulate in the body. And that is what is used for Nidon, internal alchemy practice, and for Tai Chi Chuan. This Qi is completely different and it takes a long time to develop. And everyone develops it at a different rate. Some people get it a little quicker, some people get it a little longer. But over time, it begins to develop if you follow the right path, you follow the Tai Chi principles, you follow the path set out in the Yang tradition. Because Yang tradition really does have a deep internal uh, Qi development tradition that goes back to a Taoist temple. Now, modern Yang kind of has thrown it out and they've kind of turned everything into wushu or an external karate like style. Um, it's sad. But in the Cheng Qing tradition we're in, he was a traditional Chinese medical practitioner. He practiced Qigong. There is all this internal alchemy cultivation and Qigong cultivation within our lineage. And especially when you read Cheng Tzu's 13 chapters, it's there. Unfortunately, it's not fleshed out like we'd want it to be and hope it would be, but it is there. Um, Cheng Qing's direction that you are to put the mind and the intent and the breath into the Tan Tien and breathe in and out there and cultivate the Qi there. That is very important. And learning how to ignite the Tan Tien, mixing your mind, intent, and breath in a certain way and drawing it into the Tan Tien under the navel begins to light the alchemical furnace. That's your first method of operation to ignite the Tan Tien. And how does one do that? Now, that's the secret that even the Nidan text, the Taoist alchemy text, completely does not let you know. It's actually pretty simple. I stumbled across it when I was 7 or 8 years old through intuition. So it's not hard to learn. It's just something that you have to know about. Those my students are interested, I teach it. But that's the beginning. Um, and over time and working with the Ming Men, which the Ming Men gets to be very, very important. And sadly, in our lineage, it was kind of lost. So I've brought it back, especially when you're dealing with the play of Qi and He, which is the interplay between the Ming Men and the Dantian in the front and the movement of the hips. Um, that all is very important. And sadly, it's like always this one tantalizing sentence in a book or a writing of Cheng Ching or one of his students. It's like there, and then it's passed over quickly. It's like you're throwing these golden nuggets all over the place, and you have to begin to assemble them. Sad but true. It's the way it is. Um, People can get qi kong injuries, qi injuries. Um, it's no joke. Um, I was doing the wrong thing and I ended up blowing out my left shoulder and right shoulder in frozen shoulder because I had allowed the chi to circulate directly from the shoulder points directly through the bone marrow. Now, it gave me great internal strength when I was practicing internal strength in Aikido, but then 2, 3 weeks later, first my left shoulder blew out and then my right shoulder blew out. Since then, I've had nothing but problems, and I can't even get, it's hard for me to get pung in my arms because that injury's ongoing now, and it's almost 8 years. So that's another reason why these kind of things are left as an inner court teaching between master and student who is ready for it, and not put in the books. You can injure yourself, um, especially in certain practices where you're using the Tumo channel, which runs from the Tan Tien up along the spine into the center of the head. Very dangerous. You can increase the intracranial pressure of your head. It can lead to migraines and strokes. So that kind of stuff you really need to be careful of. So playing around with this stuff, it's not. It can be dangerous. Let me just put it this way: it can be very dangerous. So getting proper direction from someone who has gone through this, had proper instruction on their own, is very, very important. It's really not to be played around with. And that's all I can basically talk about it. There's a lot of things I don't teach to all my students about this because many aren't interested, and the other ones aren't ready. Those that are interested and ready, then I start disclosing things which I've experienced and know how to do, and the pitfalls you need to avoid. But the integral Qi over time becomes the Qi that's very effective and has martial capability. But getting there, it's like one of the masters said, it took him 10 years to feel his Qi and 20 years to learn how to use it. That's what he's referring to. It's very easy to feel the ephemeral Qi. Usually that's the first thing people, I mean, there's Qi chasers. People go, oh, the Qi, the Qi, the Qi. I call them Qi chasers. They're chasing the will of the wisp right off a cliff. They don't know what Qi is. They don't know what they're talking about, but they're always the Qi, the Qi. You know, stay away from these people. If you happen to have one of those Tai Chi instructors that are all about that, learn what you can from them, and then find someone else when you get better and improve. The integral Qi is what you want to go for, and you can't jump over Mount Tai in a day. This thing where you become a Tai Chi master in the first lesson or in 1 year, I'm sorry, it's not happening. Or a Qi Kung master, I'm sorry, it's not happening. Get real, get a life. These things take a lot of time. I didn't come to where I was. I'm going on now 30 years practicing Tai Chi since my mid-20s. I did take my 30s off and didn't start again until my mid-40s. But since then, I found the golden path and stayed on it. When you find the golden path, stay on it. Don't allow yourself to be dragged off following things, will-o'-the-wisps, notions, or injuring yourself. That's all I can say. I mean, I will do a video. Some of my students are talking about they want to hear my spiritual experiences in Tai Chi. I'm very loath to talk about it because usually you get from people, oh, you're just lying or deluded. But one of these days, maybe. But anyway, something to think about, the difference between ephemeral Qi and integral Qi and your practice. Anyway, have a good day.